All right, third and last update. So I'm beginning to think less and less that it's the fault of the 306. However, there is a little bit of woofer movement when you do push it in, which I believe is a common thing with these amplifiers, but it's not that dramatic when you run it up with the 44. So we're back to the 34, which I do believe has more serious issues. And that is on power up. And here's the weird thing. So when I power up the 306, there is woofer movement. So I don't have it hooked in right now, but when you power it up, there's no big pop or anything like that. All you see is the diaphragm on the woofer move in and out just once, basically. And it's not hyperextended or anything. It's well within the movement parameters of the driver. So there's no noise or irritating sounds other than you can see a little bit of movement on the diaphragm. So, however, with the 34 preamp, you can actually see, and we're going to turn the volume down. I don't think that'll make a difference. But what I'll do is I'll try to get the power button and the woofer in, so you'll hear a sound, but you'll actually see no woofer movement, which is kind of weird. You'll just hear a buzz, a quick buzz. So, and then one or two of the F1, F2 lights will come on, and it seems to be arbitrary. So let's push the power, and you hear that. And in this case, F2 came on. So I don't know if it remembers what was on or whatever before. So I'm going to power it off and then see again. So we've heard a little bit of a discharge there. So the amp is discharged. Again, we're going to push the power button on, and this time we'll see the buttons come on too. And there, now we've got two F1 and F2 coming on. So I understand that could be a couple of capacitors that are on the board here that might be out of whack. After all, it is an older preamp, and maybe it may have just aged out or leaked or done whatever. So I'm going to open it up and have a look inside and see what's going on there. I do have some suggestions from various forums to say, okay, it could be this capacitor or whatever. So I'll look at those. I'll look at the service manual and see where they're located, and see what I can see, if there's bulging or leaking or that kind of thing. But as you can see, when I power it on, just wait for the discharge. You can hear just a faint noise, and it's not a big thump or anything. You can tell when the power amp discharges. So we turn it on. You'll see that there's no movement of the drivers. You just hear a little bit of a mid-range high kind of sound, and again we have two lights coming on. So once I clear these, and these are just filter settings, so you don't really need them on, and we'll put the disc on, and we'll put a tune on. Sound-wise, it sounds fantastic. So it's got to be the power on circuit, protection circuit, I imagine. Imaging is really good. Sound dynamics are really good. No complaints there. I doubt very much that the microphone can really do the punch justice, but you really feel it in your chest when you crank it up. So really impressed with the dynamics of amplifier. And of course that'd be expected because I did a complete mod of the innards of the 4052, and of course the 34 is probably untouched since the day it was manufactured. And the 306 sounds fantastic too. It's just you have that little bit of woofer movement when you power it on, but other than that it sounds great as well. So I'm a little bit stymied. Maybe somebody has some suggestions. I'm probably going to take them in as a pair just to see if they can, maybe it's just old caps and it's aged out, a couple of the components have aged out, which is highly likely, and see where we can go. Obviously I'd like to knock it down to, give the technician a starting point so he doesn't have to do hours and hours of troubleshooting and bill me accordingly. So thanks for listening to my plight, and hopefully I get some feedback. Thank you.